Hi everyone. I hope that your journey of income statement understanding is on progress. And so far, you've been able to make some reasonable sense out of the entire process of measuring the performance. By now, you have already looked at the accrual concept in detail, be it incomes or the expenses. You've also looked at some of the debatable points of gross versus net revenue. You've also looked at a very interesting area, provisions, and how can it be used for manipulations, and a couple of other things. And this is the right time for you to start analyzing the performance of a company. So far, you were on the maker's side from a financial statement point of view. Today, and from the next live class that we will interact, you are going to be on the reader's side of the income statement. Now, upfront, it's important to tell you that profit is, of course, very important, but something even more important than profit is profitability. It's very simple concept. A relative profit is equal to profitability. The key point here is in relation to what? Typically, profitability is ability of the firm to generate the profit. And you can have different slices and dices of it. Uh, Profit from operations only, even within operations, profit from the basic trade transaction, or operations or non-operating all put together. Now, these are different dimensions of it, but a key point here is profit from whose point of view I have to measure. Profitability in relation to what base value should I measure? For that, it is critical to find out who calculate these profitability ratio. Broadly, there are two type of people in the world who are interested to look at the profitability of the firm. The first important category is the management themselves. And the second category is a capital provider. Now, the management is not the one who brings in money from their home. They are the ones who operationalize the business. They are the ones who's running the show, and therefore they measure the profitability on the base of net sales. So the numerator typically are different kind of profits: gross profit, profit before tax, profit after tax, operating profit. But the base on which this profitability is measured is the net sales. So typically an example of management would be Vishal Sikka, whereas the corresponding shareholder would have been Narayan Murthy. This is not the best of the examples to take in the context of how that could have been a wonderful association of a well qualified, internationally exposed CEO running a wonderful company, the Indian IT startup, to a billionaire kind of a thing. But I mean, it just ended abruptly. But nonetheless, that's very clear demarcation. In auto industry, a lot of people, it's a little dated example, but Jagdish Khattar was a CEO, but Suzuki is the, or the government is the owner, the shareholder. So if, let's say, Vishal Sikka or Jagdish Khattar, or let's say Aditya Puri for that matter, the CEO of HDFC who retired recently, if they calculate the profitability of the respective firms, they're going to put the sales as the denominator. Okay, but look at a person like, let's say, Narayan Murthy, or look at Suzuki Motor, who have put in their money into the company. They are not interested how much sales is generated. What is of interest is whatever money that they have put in, on that, how much is the business able to generate as profit? So in this case, very clear that the profitability will not be measured on the basis of sales, but on their respective capital. And there are two type of broadly people who contribute money. One is a debt, the other is equity. Within equity, I understand you have preference shares as well, but to keep it simple, I say the debt or equity. If you look at the profitability from the point of view of both debt and equity, the denominator should have debt capital as well as the equity shareholders capital, both put together. And the numerator should also be the profit which is generated for both the capital point. That's where a parity has to be maintained, an apple to apple thing have to be maintained. So if I recall that, the entire income statement from sales to PAT, it's the operating profit, a level where all operational expenses have been paid, and it's only the capital providers which are pending. So EBIT is the suitable numerator when you're looking at the profitability from both the capital provider's point of view. But the moment you're starting to look at the profitability only from equity shareholders' point of view, that's the place where the numerator should not include the interest. So you got to have a numerator which is after interest. So it could be a profit before tax, or it could be preferably profit after tax. And the denominator also should not have debt capital. So it should only have the equity capital. So here is a very simple formula. Your profit after tax divided by your profit after divided by the equity capital or equity shareholders fund. Okay, so these are the two things that you got to keep in mind: the parity between the numerator and the denominator. At the same time, from whose point of view am I calculating? So I'm going to show you quickly some of these ratios, which in our live class through an assignment that you and I are going to look at. These are just 7 ratios that I have put in there. You can build in as many as you want. And you know what's special in 5, 6, and 7? You see a blue box. These are the ones which are calculated from the point of view of capital providers. So you look at the difference between the denominator. Here it's all sales because the Vishal Sikkas and Jagdish Khattar and Aditya Puris of the world are calculating it. The CEO is calculating it. But here a capital provider is calculating it. So the denominator is changing. But you see the numerators, you would find some commonality. EBIT, you have PAT here and PAT here as well. Return on equity before tax, if you want to calculate, you might have a PBT here and a PBT here. So the gap is not between the numerator. Gap is not between the numerator, but is in the denominator. So just make sure from whose first key question, whose point of view do I have to calculate? Your first is the management and the second is the capital providers. Within this capital providers, is it only equity or it is equity plus debt? If equity plus debt, why is it important? Because the numerator and denominator have to be in the parity. Okay, so I think just by looking at these numbers, perhaps you might not be able to make as much sense. So I welcome you to the the live sessions where we will discuss and debate these numbers a bit more, and using a couple of assignments that I will make you go through, you will be able to appreciate these ratios relatively better. But don't forget, what are we trying to do now? Your writing part of income statement is over. Now the reading and analysis is going to pick up. Okay, and through these profitability ratios, we will start looking at the income statement with all the knowledge and the tools. Now you know what goes behind the wheel. I will start looking at the income statement as a user and make a judgmental call. Is this performance better or that? Okay, so thank you very much for looking at this video. I'm extremely excited to meet you in the live class to talk about the profitability ratios. See you very soon.